If you're in the Chicagoland area, I want you to join me March 2nd from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Book Joint Bookstore. It's on the south side of Chicago. I'm having a book signing event. We'll go over some of the things that inspired me to write the book and give you a little background on why I wrote the book. So join me again. That's March 2nd from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Book Joint Bookstore. Now, with that being said, had some people comment on my last video that they wanted to get some game on the job search process and interview and things like that. So that's what I'm gonna go over today. The job search, first off, is probably going to take about 6 months, and that is on the low end. So you want to be in a position to either have your finances in order to while you're searching for a job, already have a job if you're searching for a new one, or be able to sustain yourself for that 6 months. So plan on it taking 6 months. If it takes less, you're fortunate. So with the job market the way it is, it's very volatile. It's all over the place, and it's a lot of people competing for jobs. So 6 months is probably what you can look at. So take that into account while you're looking for jobs. And you want to tailor the language in your resume to match the job description. So always have that in mind. Don't just have a blanket resume for the jobs you're applying for. Make sure you read the job descriptions and you put some of that same language in your resume. Now, after you've completed this step and you're getting callbacks or you're going on interviews, a lot of interviews today are conducted virtually, but you want to have the same playbook for virtual or in person. So virtual, you still want to dress appropriately. So you don't want to, just because it's a virtual environment, you don't have to go in. You don't want that to negate how you dress. You still want to dress professionally. And the perfect way to dress, I'm gonna give you 3 outfits or 3 fits that are perfect for interviews. So 1 is obviously suit and tie. 2 is a shirt, collared shirt with a suit jacket. You know what I mean? If you're going in person, you obviously want to have matching suit jacket, matching pants, but a collared like polo shirt if you don't want to wear a tie, with a suit jacket or with a suit, and then a collared shirt with a tie, and then with either a V-neck sweater to show the shirt and tie combo, or a business-like cardigan to show that combo with slacks. Now, if it's virtual, it's mostly from the waist up, so you don't necessarily have to wear slacks, but you do want to have that upper body attire. That's perfect. That matches all jobs. It's professional. It says you took the interview seriously. You're trying to present your best self. All looks show that message, and it shows that you're committed, that you're business casual, and you're just not business casual. It's a little bit above business casual, but it shows that you're neat and you're taking this opportunity seriously. So those 3 outfits, obviously, again, suit and tie, slacks with a collared shirt and a tie, and either business-like cardigan or V-neck sweater to show it, and then a collared polo shirt with a suit. So you want to wear those, even on virtual. You want to have that presentation. That's the way you dress. And as far as the interview, you want to show up. A lot of people say show up 15 to 20 minutes. I like to show up like a half an hour early. I like to, because you never know if it's going to be traffic or if it's going to be construction or something like that. So you want to plan to show up 30 minutes early. And I like to sit in my car, make sure I can find a park. You know, it's a lot of different things add up as far as time that you may not have accounted for. So you want to make sure that you show up in an amount of time to where if certain things come up, you can still be there on time. So yeah, 30 minutes early, park, get my mind together, get focused, anticipate some of the questions, anticipate some of my answers, go over certain scenarios in my head, try to get prepared for anything that's coming up in the interview. And so that's why I like to get there 30 minutes early. And then I come in about 10 to 15 minutes early from the actual interview, go into the actual building. Now, if it's virtual, you're just gonna be waiting on the call for 10, 15 minutes. So I would say, just if it's virtual, show up, get in the meeting about 5 minutes early, and you can wait for that. I don't, it's not as much pressure to be early on a virtual, but still be early and still present yourself in a business like fashion. And in the course of the interview, you want to, obviously they're going to interview you, so you're going to be talking, but you also want to listen. You want to listen closely to the things they say. You want to listen to how they describe the work. You want to listen to what they say about your role. You want to listen to how they say the company is functioning and things like that, so you can have questions or you can make points about the things they've said earlier as the interview goes along. And also, interviewing is a skill, so you do have to practice that. You do want to go over certain things. You do want to be prepared for certain things, and you want to, if they ask you questions, you want to be able to quantify your work that you're currently doing and that you previously did. So you can say, it's one thing to say, oh, I got attention to detail, but what you want to say is, my attention to detail on this project either saved us time and we exceeded a deadline, or it saved the company money, or it made the company money. So you want to quantify that, and you want to say it made $2,000, or it made $14,000, whatever the number is. Or you want to say it saved, we were far more efficient. We exceeded the deadline by a week or two, or we exceeded it by 3 days, something like that. You want to quantify how your work is valuable. You don't just want to say that it is, because every candidate is going to do that. So you want to stand out by quantifying it and making sure that this company can see the value in your work. And also, you want to, in preparing for the interview, you want to research the company. Now, that's a big one. That's one that I've learned from the hard way. You want to research the company that you're interviewing for. Look at the site, look at the mission statement, look at when they started, look at the successes, look at some of the things that they were able to do that you're trying to apply for, and you want to mention those things in the interview, and you want to align yourself with that company. So if it's a startup company, they just opened in 2018, you can say, well, why do you want to work here? Well, I think that my career projection aligns with this company's projection, and I would like to see how we both can grow and contribute to one another. We can grow together in the future, being that this company just started in this year, and I'm excited for the opportunity to start and usher in growth with this company. And I feel like my skill set and my values can contribute to that. Something like that. If they are an old company, you can say, oh, well, why do you want to work here? Well, I am inspired by the legacy of this company, the work it's been able to put in over the decades or centuries, and I like the traditions that have been set by this company. And I feel like my skill set and my personality and my goals mesh with what this company is trying to accomplish still, even though they've accomplished so much in their rich history. Something like that. You want to align yourself with the company. You could say something like, why do you want to work here? Well, according to your mission statement, you guys value integrity, you guys value leadership, you guys value culture. And those things align with my personal interests, and those things align with my my professional goals. And I feel like that fusion can breed a mutually beneficial situation between us, something like that. So whatever the company's goals, whatever their history is, whatever they preach, you want to align yourself with that. And showing that you've done the research is going to pay off. The interviewer is going to be impressed that you researched the company. And honestly, they know that answer that you saying is probably mostly BS, but they're still going to be impressed that you made the effort to research the company, that you understand what the company is about, and that you're invested in working there. So you've done the research, and that shows that you really want the job, and that may make you stand out from other candidates. So take that into the interview, research the company, make yourself align with whatever the company is, and then that'll probably make you stand out from other candidates. And as far as, interviewers always ask, do you have any questions for me? You always want to have questions. Now, what question should you ask? A lot of people ask, well, what's the culture like? So that's really not going to stand out. So, I mean, you can ask just, for your own curiosity, but that question is not going to make you stand out. You want to ask, so what would a high achiever, high performer, or a highly uh, skilled worker look like in this role? And so then there is going to give them a chance to describe to you all the things that you need to do to be a high performer. So they're going to tell you all those things, and you want to listen to that. And if you have follow-up questions, you want to follow up based on their answers. Then you want to say, well, what keeps you at this company? Or, I mean, that may be a little too bold. If you don't want to be that bold, what do you enjoy about working at this company? So that's going to give that person a chance to talk about themselves, which is what people love to do. And it's going to give you a little insight on how they view the company and certain things that you might not have known with a more broad question. This is more personalized, so they're going to give you. They may drop some insight, and then they're going to tell you, and then they're going to tell you about the culture without asking about it through that question. And then another question you want to ask is, based on what we've discussed today, are there any concerns about moving forward? And if there are, I would like to address them. Something like that, so you can get a gist of what you said that may be a concern, or what you said they're not sure about, and then you can address them based on what they say. So you can say, oh, well, if they say this, your experience, you can say, well, even though I don't have a lot of experience, I've gained valuable experience. The quantity might not be a lot, but the quality that I think I've gained from my previous company can prove useful at this one. Something like that. I'm just paraphrasing, I'm just throwing things out, but when you get in there, you'll know what to say and things like that. So it's just something that you can say, just a general thing that you can say. But yeah, ask if there's any concerns about moving forward, and then say, I would like to address them, or something like that. So, and then lastly, you can say, what are the next steps? And is there a timeline for when you're going to make a decision on who's going to fill the role? So that establishes that you're not waiting around forever, or you're not emailing them or calling them wondering when the position is going to be filled. They're going to give you a timeline, and they're going to give you the next steps that you can start to be prepared for if there's another round of interviews, or if there's some additional steps, whatever steps. It might be a test, or it might be you might need to go to another site, or you might need to meet with certain people. So be prepared for that. So I just wanted to give you that game on the job search and the interview process. I want to thank those that commented and asked that question. I appreciate the feedback. And yeah, so as always, if you want to learn more, hit the link in my bio to get my book, A Black Man's Guide for Working in Corporate America, which is available on Amazon now.